So because I've been doing quite a lot of Pokemon Pocket content, I get a lot of people asking me about optimized deck lists for different cards. A card I get asked about a lot is Pikachu EX, and honestly, I don't really like Pikachu EX. I don't think he's a particularly strong card. I think when we optimize deck lists, we're not going to see a lot of Pikachu EX, but for now, he feels really strong. So let's talk about the pros and cons of Pikachu EX. I'll show off a deck list that I've been using, and you can kind of evaluate for yourself. The big benefit for Pikachu is he can deal a lot of damage for cheap. So he can start dealing damage really early in the game. He has a 2-cost attack that can deal up to 90 damage. It's either 30, 60, or 90, depending on the number of benched lightning Pokemon you have. So because Pikachu EX is specifically asking us to have benched lightning Pokemon, we're looking to run basic lightning Pokemon that are strong that we can just kind of throw onto the board with low commitment. I think running evolution lines is a trap for Pikachu decks. I think we literally just want big basic Pokemon. Zapdos EX, on the other hand, is a huge part of our game plan. We love this card. Usually we have Pikachu set up and then we don't have anything to do with our lightning energy, so we just throw lightning energy onto Zapdos EX, and if the opponent does manage to deal with our Pikachu EX, which is not going to happen very often once we have him in play, usually he's just going to kind of steamroll the game in the early stages. If they do kill off our Pikachu EX, Zapdos is our way of closing out the game. In addition to that, Zapdos has the ability to go over the top of things that would normally have to be 2-tapped by Pikachu. So if the opponent gets a Mewtwo in play, Pikachu is usually going to struggle against that because he has to attack twice, and Mewtwo just needs to attack once to kill Pikachu. So sometimes we'll hit them with Pikachu, and Mewtwo will go from 150, down to 90, and then Zapdos can close it out with 2 successful coin flips on Thundering Hurricane. Or alternatively, even if we don't get off the attack with Pikachu, Zapdos can just luckily roll the number of coin flips he needs to kill off the Mewtwo, no damage required. And just because he has the ability to do that, we're always running Zapdos. We're never cutting Zapdos from this deck. Zapdos EX is 100% core in this deck. We're running two of Electabuzz. This is kind of a burst damage card, but more often than not, we're not going to want to be doing this. It's just in some situations we're going to have to be doing this. We're really only running this primarily because of Pikachu's condition, and the same thing can be said for Pinkerchin. There are game states where Pinkerchin can just kind of carry the game, to be honest, but it's not going to happen very often. It's just kind of it provides an out for us that sometimes we just wouldn't have an out, and Pikachu can kind of save us. The standard version of Zapdos is in this deck just because we want an additional lightning body. He's not a particularly good card. I would honestly be running 2 copies of this card, but I only have the 1, so we're just running 1. But yeah, similar things can be said about this Zapdos as what we said about Pinkerchin and Electabuzz. They're not really what we want to be doing, but sometimes we'll be forced into scenarios where we have to commit to them, and it won't feel particularly bad. Zapdos EX is a huge core reason the deck even functions. For our trainers, we're running double X speed because everything in our deck only has a 1-cost retreat, so it's basically retreat for free. We're running Pokeball, which searches out a basic Pokemon, which is really good for our deck. It is limited in our deck because we have a high number of basic Pokemon. It's kind of the trade-off of running Pikachu EX. He's asking us to run a lot of basic Pokemon, so we get to run a lot of strong basic Pokemon, but it means our guaranteed opening hand Pokemon, basic Pokemon, it has a lower chance of being Pikachu, and then Pokeball, the math on Pokeball gets a little bit more awkward because we have such a high number of basic Pokemon in our deck. But I still think we run the Pokeball just because once we have Pikachu EX, we want to find basic Pokemon, and Pokeball helps us do that. It doesn't really matter which basic Pokemon it is. Red card is a really good card for aggressive decks, actually. I used to not like running red card at all, but I think specifically in Pikachu, it makes a lot of sense because it's limiting our opponent's options in the early stages of the game, and that's exactly what we want to do with this Pikachu deck. We would just want to put the metaphorical foot on the gas and don't stop. Red card's a great way of doing that. You're limiting the opponent's options and then limiting their responses they have to you. Professor's Research, obviously we're running 2 of. You're going to see this 2 of in like every deck. Sabrina is a good way for us to close out the game, especially in a Pikachu deck where most of the time we're going to be dealing like somewhere around 90 damage, depending on the board state and whatever, but generally we're dealing around 90 damage a turn. The opponent can throw up something that survives a 90 damage hit, but they can't always modify their bench in such a way that they have 2 things that are surviving a 90 damage hit. So Sabrina can help us close out the game in game states that we otherwise wouldn't be able to. And then Giovanni is dealing plus 10 damage, which sometimes makes a huge difference, especially with some of these lower damage attacks that can now go over the top of something they wouldn't be able to. So just running 1 of for Giovanni for now, but I could even see an argument for 2 of, to be honest. All right, that's going to be it. Let's go ahead and jump into some games with Pikachu EX. Can I be honest with you? I'll be honest with you. I recorded this video with my microphone muted, so this is my second time recording this. All right, we're going first, which generally this deck actually wants to go second. Oh my god, this is a really rough opening hand. Really rough opening hand. Maybe this is an example game for how to handle really bad openings for this deck. So we do have the Professor's Research, and we have the Pokeball. So let's see where we go with Pokeball. Maybe we find Pikachu EX and everything changes. Found Zapdos, okay. Professor's Research might do the same though. Maybe we find something big and we can alter how we want to play. We find Electabuzz, and we find Zapdos EX. Okay, I would describe that as pretty game altering. So let's go ahead and play the red card there. And we can jam the Zapdos EX and the Electabuzz. And we would love to find Pikachu EX before next turn start, or at the start of next turn, so we can attach our first lightning energy of the game to Pikachu EX. But also, even if we don't get there, we're happy to kind of commit to... I actually don't know what we would commit to here. There's an argument for committing to Electabuzz to try and force our opponent out of this game as quickly as possible before he finds his evolutions for Blastoise and Wartortle. Let's see. Professor's Research. What have we got? Pikachu EX. Where are you? Found a red card again and a Pikachu EX. Okay, all right, we're in a really good spot now. We can go Pikachu EX here, attach for turn on Pikachu EX, and we can red card again, which I'm happy to do. And next turn, we can swing with Pikachu because we have the X speed to retreat out. And Pikachu EX does one-shot a Wartortle. So if he evolves this Wartortle or this Squirtle into Wartortle, it's not too bad for us. He found the Psyduck and the Pokeball. Staryu, okay. Okay, yeah, I think we're okay right now. Goes for the Water Gun on Pinkerchin. Poor Pinkerchin's taking a whole 40 damage for us. Alright, yeah, we're going to X-Speed out this Pinkerchin. We don't want him anymore. Get him out of there. And let's get this Pikachu in here. Attach for turn on Pikachu. And swing for 90, which is actually like 110. Nice. Get that Squirtle out of there. And take our first prize point of the game. Our opponent pushes out the Staryu. So I'm guessing he's got the Starmie here. Starmie deals 90 damage. Oh, opponent just concedes, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what this deck wants to do. They just want to force the opponent into a situation where what they're thinking is, wow, I can't get there, you know, I'm a bit too far behind. Or a lot of the first few turns of Pokemon, especially Pokemon Pocket, are basically setting up where you want to go in the later turns. And Pikachu's really just trying to knock out all your Pokemon before you have a chance, or really just put you too far behind before you have a chance to really do those setup things. Honestly, the deck isn't particularly interesting. It's just a really aggressive deck. It's kind of like any aggro deck from any game. So if you've played Hearthstone before, it's going to be like aggro decks you've played there. If you've played Marvel Snap's a bad example because aggro doesn't really exist as like a concept in Marvel Snap, but we just jam the Electabuzz, we jam the Zapdos, we go start battle. Bruxish, lots of Bruxish on the opponent's board here. Deck is probably a Greninja deck, if I had to guess. Find the red card. I don't think we really want to red card here. We can wait until they play like Pokeball and stuff like that, or Professor's Research, I should say. Let's see, where is our Pokemon? Okay, we found Pikachu. We would love to find Pikachu again. If we find Pikachu, we're pretty happy. Do I want to red card this? No, if he had the Froakie, he would have played it, right? And he wants Froakie. That's what he wants right now. The nice things about these Bruxish is that if we do find our Pikachu, he one-shots them. Which we will find our Pikachu, alright? Attaches return on Bruxish. And passes back. We don't find our Pikachu, but we still have a Professor's Research, which will surely help us find Pikachu. Professor Oak, where is our Pikachu? There he is. Thank you very much. We can go ahead and play the Pikachu out. We can attach for turn on Pikachu. And we're pretty good there, I think. Yeah, opponent didn't do anything that made me think he's got a good hand, so I'm not going to red card. I think he's got a pretty bad hand right now, actually. Probably has stuff like X speed in it. Attaches for turn on Bruxish. This Bruxish is gonna die next turn though. Second strike deals 10 to our Electabuzz, but it's fine. Our Electabuzz is about to get out of there anyway, and that Bruxish is about to die because we're going to attach for turn on Pikachu EX. We're gonna run the X speed to swap out our Electabuzz with our Pikachu EX, and then we're gonna swing for 90 damage, killing off the Bruxish. Boom. Get out of here. It's actually 110 damage because of the weakness as well. Take the first point of the game. And now that we have this Pikachu EX set up, we can start attaching our lightning energy to Zapdos. That way, if they do manage to deal with Pikachu, we have something to close out the game with. But honestly, my guess is that Pikachu is going to run away with this game, and we're not going to need to worry about that. There's the second Pikachu EX. We don't really need him or want to play him. We could... I'm actually going to Sabrina here because he's committed the 1 energy to Tentacruel, and I would rather kill the Tentacool than the Bruxish because the Bruxish requires a 2-cost attack. It doesn't evolve, and the opponent just concedes when they see the Sabrina. Yeah, so again, games with this deck are really fast because it's just like an aggro deck. And it looks really strong when we do everything we just did, but honestly, it's not that strong. It's just keeping in check like a very specific type of deck, and everyone's running that type of deck right now because of their limited collection. Just like because people have so few cards to play with at the moment, a lot of people are just kind of running what they can, and what they can isn't always going to be what's optimal. So we're going second, which is good news for us, like I said. We can go Pikachu here. Pikachu and the Zapdos EX, we're actually kind of in a perfect position. This is exactly the board we want. We're going to try to play around red card a little bit here by jamming everything. Just going to put everything on the board. We get to attach on turn 1, which means by our turn 2, we're already going to be swinging for 90 every turn. He does have a Psyduck in play, which if he has Misty, he could use Misty to get... Okay. Well, I was going to say he could use Misty to push the water energy onto the Psyduck and then swing with the Psyduck to prevent us from playing a card like Professor Oak, which we had in our hand, but it did not matter. It did not matter. Thank you for the game, my friend. Generally, for a YouTube video, I try to play 3 games, but obviously, these decks are... this deck is really, really fast, so I'll play one more game. I'll play one more game, and it'll still be quicker than most of my videos. Okay, going first. Not ideal. Oh, definitely not an ideal hand. This actually might end up being an interesting game just because we won't have our ideal setup. Hopefully the opponent here doesn't bench a bunch of Pokemon. We just want to see them really play 1 basic. Damn, they benched 1. Oh, Dratini and Ralts? What is going on here? What is going on here? And Pokeball helps us find the other Pikachu. Okay, that's pretty good news, actually. We can jam the Pikachu. Our other Pokeball finds Zapdos EX, surely. Okay, Pinkerton. I am going to red card here. This is an argument for not red carding, but I feel like in most cases I'm upset about being red carded there, so. He's running multiple evolution lines in his deck, so hopefully we just made him redraw some basic Pokemon that he doesn't need. Another Ralts or another Dratini. So much of his deck is kind of junk, right? If you're running Ralts, Dratini, that's what is that? That's 12 deck slots already, right? And he must be running Mewtwo as well, right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on my opponent's side of the board. If I'm being honest, kind of hard to figure it out. Oh wow, the red card drew exactly what I wanted him to draw, like more of these basic Pokemon that are not really doing anything at the moment. Okay, we're really hoping to find one more basic Pokemon here. We can just attach and pass for now though. Oh, maybe I should have Sabrina'd actually, because now he's gonna swing for 40. I should have thought about that more actually. Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake. I think I should have Sabrina'd there. Putting him an energy behind there would have been good. It's not so bad if I do draw the electric body, if I do draw one more lightning body to put on the board. Ooh. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We still just need to finding the other lightning body is huge here though. Oh my god, fantastic. Okay. That's actually fantastic. So he's Sabrina now. He might push the Dratini here. He's almost certainly pushing the Dratini here. There's a couple reasons he might want to push Dratini. One is that potentially I'm only dealing 60 damage. Oh, okay, don't worry. Ignore me. I was gonna say potentially I'm only dealing 60 damage, right? He hasn't seen the other lightning body, so he might want to push Dratini, but he decided against it. We're gonna swing for 60 here. 60 is kind of an awkward number because of the Dragonair. I wonder if he'll push Dragonair up just to attack with Dragonair for 80. But we can Giovanni to kill off the Dragonair, so it wouldn't even be too bad for us. Yeah, okay. If he doesn't evolve here and he swings for a Tail Smack, he's gonna be upset because we're gonna Giovanni to kill him. Goes for the Professor's Research. I wonder if he's running Psychic, Water, and Lightning Energy. What is going on that table? I want to see this guy's deck list. I'm really curious. He's probably running the Hypno stuff, but that seems really weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But he has his Water and his Lightning for his Dragonite. It's gonna feel really bad when he loses this Dragonair. So, will he evolve or will he go for the Tail Smack? He goes for the Tail Smack. Okay, well, honestly, that's probably game. He probably doesn't have a chance to come back now because the Giovanni closes out what we're looking for here. So we're going to attach return on Zapdos. We can't play this Professor's Research because it's a supporter, and we need to play the Giovanni because the Giovanni gives us the plus damage to kill off the Dragonair, taking our 90 damage up to 100 damage. Goodbye, Dragonair. Giving us the second prize point of the game. Maybe I should have attached on Zapdos. The attach on Zapdos might have been bad, actually. It's possible that it was just better for me to attach on Pikachu EX. But yeah, it didn't matter. All right, there you go. That's how you play Pikachu. It's a really aggressive deck. It's a really straightforward deck. Just put your energy on Pikachu, swing with Pikachu, and win the game. Hopefully you enjoyed it anyway. Thanks for watching. Keep being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.